Hi, I'm plastic-free Mermaid. I haven't used single-use plastics for a decade, and I'm here in Amsterdam to teach you how to reduce your use of plastics as well. Each Dutch person uses 1,500 pieces of plastic every year. That's 4 pieces of plastic packaging every day. And that's 26 billion pieces of plastic packaging that doesn't get recycled and that ends up in the environment because of our consumption. Food shopping can be hugely wasteful. And if we go to the gym and try and eat healthy, then we probably want to avoid using plastics as well. Because a lot of people don't know, but plastics actually shed microparticles or microplastics whenever they contain anything. All plastic packaging sheds these microparticles, as well as it leaches toxic chemicals that are in the plastic packaging. Additives that are added to this plastic packaging leach into the food or drink or beauty products or cleaning products that the plastic contains. So if we look after our body in other ways, we definitely want to try and reduce the amount of plastic packaging that is wrapping up our food. Now, I haven't used single-use plastics for a decade, and that's pretty amazing, right? But it's also kind of extreme, so don't be too hard on yourself. Just do your best with the information you have and try and stay open to learning and growing and adjusting as your plastics awareness grows. It's not our fault that we have all this plastic. It's the system's fault. And we need to demand change and better packaging or less packaging from the corporations. So definitely write to those corporations and get involved in activism to try and get less plastic packaging around our food. But also we can vote with our dollar every time we shop. So avoid packaging and buy fresh organic fruits and vegetables and buy food that has no packaging. It's that simple. If we boycott plastic, we can lower the demand for plastic and thus influence the supply. Here at Heijn, a lot of stuff is wrapped in plastic. So let's go have a little adventure and see what we can get plastic-free style. Here we go. Now, I brought my own bags, so this will be handy. I actually already went to the bulk food store where I got some items that you can't get here, I'm imagining. You can't get these without plastic. So I've got seeds, some granola. Someone has left their plastic bag with pears in it. But see, you can just put your pears into your cart and then take them home. This is unnecessary. It's probably gonna choke a turtle. This, not this. Try not to cause a scene. What a shame to trap all of these greens in plastic packaging. All these beautiful, amazing greens that love to just grow fresh and free. Here's a fresh, free one. Doesn't it look happy and healthy and delicious and nutritious? Because it's plastic free, it certainly is. Why waste all the plastic packaging when you can just have an array of chilies that you choose? So fun. Spicy. All of this food may seem delicious and convenient, but it's really packed full of all this toxins because the plastic is leaching into that food. And they probably want you to microwave it, which is going to leach even more toxins that are going to affect not only you, but your children. Look it up. The science is there. Yuck. Not this. Yes, this. Not these. Yes, this. So all of these things, you can get all this dried fruit from your Turkish market in bulk or from a bulk food store. And it won't have all those microplastics in it. In the bread department, you could easily just hold your croissant or bring some newspaper and wrap it in newspaper or repurpose a bag. I brought my own. So easy. All these dips sure look yummy, but they're packaged in plastic, so they're going to be full of toxins. You can just blend these up at home so easily, or go to one of the Turkish markets that have them in bulk. Miss the good old days when all cheese used to be packaged in wax. Love that. Don't get this, cheese in plastic. Get this, cheese in wax. In Australia and in the States, It's not as easy, but here in Holland, you can get cheese wrapped in wax, which is really awesome. In Australia, we have goat's cheese and different things in glass jars, and there's also a huge movement around vegan cheeses in glass jars with metal lids, which is awesome. But you can make your vegan cheeses at home by blending nuts and lemons and nutritional yeast and oil and making delicious nut cheeses right in the comfort of your own home. Plastic free, totally fine. Most cans are actually now lined with plastic, so depending on how hardcore you want to be, it's just good to know. Here's a great situation. So we've got peanut butter in glass jar with metal lid. That's reusable. It's really great to buy glass jar with metal in, because then you can repurpose the jars. You can use this to take your coffee to go. You can bring it to the bulk food store and stock up on seeds or nuts or lentils or rice or whatever you want to buy at the bulk food store. Really healthy to eat out of glass. There's nothing that's leaching from that packaging. Milk that can sit on a shelf and not go bad. I don't know what's in that, but not healthy. If you're gonna have eggs, not these. Yes, these. You can compost that. More glass jars, totally okay. Cans, turns out cans are actually lined with bisphenol. So that's a plastic that there's a lot of research on that leaches into the food it contains. So just be aware. It's unfortunate. If there's any that say organic, anything that says organic, but if it's wrapped in plastic, it's not organic any longer because it's full of the toxins from the plastic, which have really hardcore health impacts. Mostly the plastic is hormone mimicking. So when it gets into our blood, if we ingest it or we inhale it, or we may even absorb it in our skin because it's in a face product, if we're using any beauty products that are packaged in plastic, we absorb that into our skin, it gets into our blood, and it acts like estrogen. It's affecting our reproductive system, so we don't want to mess with that. Can totally reuse all of those. So great. See, I just say no to all this stuff and it's just crap anyway. It's just full of sugar. It's bad for me. So anything packaged in paper like this salt is totally fine. You can feel that there's no plastic on it, so it makes it safe to eat, and you can just recycle this paper or compost the paper or have a nice warm cozy fire with this paper. All of this stuff is packaged in plastic. So it's leaching all of those toxic chemicals into whatever you're putting on your skin, in your hair. The other thing is new research has just come out that all of the anti-aging or anti-wrinkle creams are actually microplastics which fill in your wrinkles, making it appear like you're younger and you don't have wrinkles anymore, but it's really just plastic filling in those lines. Crazy. If it's packaged in plastic, it's no longer organic. There's too many hectic chemicals that are leaching from this container into this body cream. No matter how much care and love they put into that cream, it's packaged in something toxic. So I actually use oil for my skincare routine. I use coconut oil in the summer because it's cooling, and I use sesame oil in the winter because it's warming. But I also wash my face with olive oil or macadamia oil or whatever you can find, whatever's local, whatever's organic, and whatever's packaged in glass with a metal lid. So you can reuse it, but it's also safe for you to put on your skin. So usually I just wash my hair with baking soda. It's really simple, and in the States and Australia you can get it in cardboard or in bulk for like $1 for a large amount. You just sprinkle a little bit around the crown of your head and get it wet in the shower, massage it in. The abrasiveness of the powder cleans your scalp. You maybe want to mix it with water first and then pour it on your head, and that is maybe less abrasive if you have a sensitive scalp, but cleans your hair, works great.
Any baking soda today?
I'm not buying any baking soda today because it's wrapped in plastic. Here it's in plastic and in individual sachets. So this is the worst kind of packaging ever, because this sachet inside of this plastic packaging is plastic, metal, plastic, so it's impossible to separate. It's a mixed resource packaging or mixed material packaging, and that's just going straight to landfill. Probably gonna kill a dolphin, you know? It's disappointing. Oh shoot, plastic. 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 I don't know what that is. Oh, yes! Apple cider vinegar. This is the best conditioner. You just mix it with water, pour it around your head, conditions the hair. Might want to brush it a little bit. It's not always super effective for really curly hair, but give it a go, see how it works for you. Yay! Vegan one. But is it wrapped in plastic? No plastic. Go, Tony. Woo! So take a look at what I've got. All of this healthy food. It's definitely going to keep me fed and happy and healthy and feeling vibrant and fresh, and it's totally plastic free. Because it's so ubiquitous, it's literally everywhere. In our brain, it seems so hard to shop without plastics, but we just seek out the items that aren't wrapped in plastic. And then we're able to eat fresh, delicious, healthy foods. I just go home and slice the pineapple, and then it's ready to eat. It has its own natural protective barrier, so it's not gonna get jacked up in the bike ride home. If you really need to break off the top to get it home, do it. Plastic free, super healthy, super happy. I'm gonna make cauliflower rice or baked cauliflower with lots of seasoning, or cauliflower steak. If you're not vegan, you can eat cheese that's wrapped in wax, or bring your own container to get your cheese sliced by the cheese people. I like to make cheese out of nuts. Here's my little bit of bread I got in my own bag. And this is actually a nut milk bag. So if you blend up nuts like almonds with water and pour it through this bag and squeeze it, that's how you make nut milk. Or oat milk, same thing. Blend up oats and water and then squeeze it through this bag. All that water comes out, oat milk. Glass jars, metal lid, always a good choice. Spices in paper. Just a fresh wild beet, not wrapped in plastic. You could blend this up and make a dip. You could slice it really fine and bake it and make chips. It's not a sacrifice to live without plastics. It's just reframing how we do things. So try to think outside the box. We're in this crisis for our environment at the moment. The earth is heating up faster than ever expected. There's pollution everywhere, so it really matters if we can each make individual changes. And quitting plastics is a way that you individually can make a big difference, not only for the planet, but for your own health. I'm not complaining having to eat all this fresh, delicious food. Plus, plastic is a fossil fuel. It's coming from petroleum, oil. So by quitting plastics, it's a little boycott against big oil. Small bread. Receipts are coated in bisphenol A. No! One of the most dangerous plastics there is. Don't touch it, don't take it. I created this receipt, but I don't have to touch it and absorb all that plastic into my body. Oh, but I maybe thank you. Apparently here you have to use your receipt to get out. Damn it. Yuck, contaminated.